Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal. Welcome back to another What Sold video. These are going to be sales from August 16th through the 31st of 2023, and these are all sales from Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. If you are new to my channel or just tuning in for the first time, I do these What Sold videos every 2 weeks on my channel where I go over every single sale that I happened on each of the 3 platforms that I sell on, which again is Mercari, eBay, and Poshmark. And I give you all the nitty gritty, the good, the bad, the ugly. It gives me an opportunity to tell you what's selling for me and also gives you an idea as to what a part-time reseller can make selling fashion, shoes, and accessories. Normally we start on Mercari, but I actually had one sale through Instagram. It was a book that was given to me by a family member that I wasn't going to read myself, and the comps weren't really that great. I think on eBay they were selling anywhere from $2 to $4, so not necessarily worth my time to list. It was the book The 4 Wins by Kristen Hanna. I offered this to my Instagram followers and another reseller snagged it up. She paid $8 total and that included shipping and everything. My cost of goods was $0, but I did pay $5.42 in media mail shipping through Pirate Ship, giving me a net profit of $2.58. And even though I only made a little bit of money, I didn't have to do much work and it's not going to end up in the landfill. So very happy for that sale. Now moving on to Mercari, where I had 3 sales. The first sale was a ring from my Shop Goodwill ring lot. It was a silver tone, green and purple baguette bar rhinestone ring. I believe that the rhinestones were just glass and there was no precious metals or anything, and it sold for $12, which was my full asking price. Then we had a lot of 5 motion picture CDs. This included Grease, Freaky Friday, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Newsies, Wicked. I think that was it. I think that was 5. And these were my own CDs back in the day. And even though I'm not really getting a lot of money for these CDs, I'm surprisingly selling a lot of them. I think putting them in lots of the same type of music really helped. So these sold for $8. And then the last sale on Mercari was a gold tone, large round, circle textured link chain belt. This was actually sitting in my jewelry crafting pile. I originally thought that it was a necklace. I had no clue really what chain belts were until most recently when I purchased a whole bunch of them from shopgoodwill.com. But this sold in just a few days of me listing it for $9. So of my 3 Mercari sales, I had $29 in sales, $5.73 in fees, giving me a profit of $23.27. My average sales price for each item that sold was $9.66. Moving on to Poshmark, where I had 10 sales. The first sale was a new with tags Skims bronze mesh underwire bra, size 36C. This bra came out of my Thread Up fun box. It was new with tags, unworn, and it sold for $22 with no discounted shipping. Next is a Columbia vented Omni Shade sun protection plaid button front shirt. This, I believe, came out of a men's Thread Up rescue box and it sold for $18. The next sale was a pair of vintage brass candlestick holders. I did use the keyword Hollywood Regency because it kind of had that like ornate glitz and glam to it. I picked these up at an estate sale and they sold for $20 with no discounted shipping. The next sale was over 2 pounds of jewelry crafting lot. This lot had a lot of earrings and also bits and baubles, so things that weren't earrings basically, and it sold for $10 with no discounted shipping. And this was just items that I had in my crafting jewelry pile that I wasn't using, so I lotted them all together and someone purchased them pretty fast after I listed it too. Next up is another lot of jewelry to sell. This was an earthy natural wooden jewelry lot. It was necklaces, bracelets, and earrings, and it sold for $12 with discounted shipping. And this actually went to a reselling friend of mine who also creates her own jewelry. So I'm very happy that it went to a good home. Next up, we have an item that I lost money on, but I am very happy to see it go, and I will explain why. So it was the brand Hat Attack. It was an extra large Panama 100% imported straw woven hat. I purchased this in a bulk liquidation lot, and that's bulk spelled B-U-L-Q. I have purchased quite a few liquidation boxes from them. This one was an uninspected return box of hats, shoes, and I think there were some knives in there too. It was a really random lot. I thankfully only have a few things left to sell from that box, but my cost of goods was almost $28. It was $27 and change. So someone sent me a $25 offer. Yes, I knew I was going to lose money on it, but the hat had a few cracks to the straw because of how it was shipped to me. It got crushed. So knowing that it was flawed, knowing that I'm looking to get rid of it, I went ahead and accepted that $25 offer, and I lost $7.96. Next up is a silver tone daisy flower bar stretchy thin metal belt. This thing was so retro looking, totally reminded me of like the 60s and 70s, and it sold for $12 with discounted shipping. Next up, we have a bundle of mostly belts. So there were 4 items in the bundle. The first one was a torrid wide black faux leather and tan woven stretch belt. Then we have a silver tone multi-curb chain twisted chain belt. Then we have a gold tone mini ball elongated oval rhinestone buckle belt. And then the last item was not a belt. It was a New Tags Kim Rogers sequin holly jolly navy blue shirt. And the person who bought this bundle, actually her name is Holly. So I am sure that she is going to enjoy wearing that shirt around the Christmas and holiday season. And that bundle of 4 items sold for $35 with no discounted shipping. Next, we have a lot of 4 vintage 1983 Aspelin art galleries. These were unframed prints, and they were titled Scenes of America, and they sold for $12 with discounted shipping, and this was a free to me item. And then the last sale on Poshmark was a vintage American tourist blue marbled carry-on luggage. I purchased this bag at an estate sale for $2. It was in excellent condition for being, 50 plus years old. I did have it listed around $30, but no one really was sending me any offers and there wasn't really any interest in it. So when someone sent me a $15 offer, I went ahead and accepted since my cost of goods was pretty low and I've had it for over a year and a half. So $15, I hope they love it, and I'm happy to move kind of a larger item out of my inventory. So of my 10 Poshmark sales, I had $181 in sales, $38.80 in fees. I gave out $6.06 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $136.14. My average sales price for each item that sold was $18.10. Next, moving on to eBay, where I had 19 sales. The first sale was a lot of 5 untested fashion watches to either resell for parts or to repair. I had just rephotographed this lot and added some more watches to it, listed it, and within a day or two of it being listed, I received a $9 offer, and it was an international sale and they went all the way to Denmark. Next up is a Rafaela purple blue Southwest Aztec print 3/4 sleeve shift dress. This was a size large petite. I sourced this from ThredUp when all of the thrift stores were shut down when COVID first hit, and it sold for $15.99, but it did take 3 years for it to sell. Next up is a J. Crew Factory blue damask print tiered ruffle bracelet sleeve blouse. This was a size 00, and it sold for $10, and I believe that this came out of a ThredUp rescue box. Next up is an item that actually just got returned and delivered to me today. However, when I was doing my numbers for this video, I had already included it because that was done a few days ago. So I'm going to include it in here, but know that it has been refunded to the customer and I will be relisting it. It was an L gray Glen Plaid polka dot houndstooth fit and flare sleeveless dress. It was a size 10 and it sold for $12. I hope the next time that it sells for a little bit more. Next up is a new with tags lot of 2 stylish high-rise front slit ponte knit pants. These were size medium. They were pull-on. They had nice stretchy material. These came from a family friend who purchased them but then never returned them in a timely manner, so they were given to me to sell, and they sold for $15. Next up is a Timeless Treasures miniature heel, hat, and purse figurine set. It had kind of like a Victorian look to it. It was vintage, and it sold for $8.59. And this item sold to a repeat buyer, and the last item that this customer purchased was the exact same thing, just in a different colorway, a different brand, everything, but just the little miniature purse and hats. I guess they have like tea time or Red Lady Hat Society at their church, and she likes to decorate with these little trinkets, so I'm happy to supply her with those. Next up is a third form metallic gold shimmer knit 1 shoulder dress, size 2. This came in a damaged Rent the Runway mystery box that I purchased on Poshmark. I did my best to repair it. There were quite a few holes that I needed to stitch up. I did my best. I am not a professional seamstress, but I made sure to, circle everything that I fixed, and it still sold for $31.49. Most of the holes were like underneath the armpits, but if you were to wear like a jacket or a sweater or shawl, no one would really be able to see that. So hopefully they get to wear it to a fancy event. Next up is a pair of silver tone hoop huggy diamond cut pattern clip-on earrings. These were unbranded, no precious metals, and they sold for $6. Next up, we have a dainty gold tone wide drop filigree mini coin round disc necklace. This actually came from my jewelry crafting pile, so technically it was 0 cost of goods, and it sold for $8.75. Next up, we have a sterling silver clay and swirl glass beaded charm bracelet. This had a whole bunch of different charms on it. There was hummingbirds, angels, a turtle, a ring. It was like kind of all over the place, but it was by the brand Evils, and that's EVOL''S. I had just relisted this the morning that it sold. Someone sent me an offer for $15. I would have liked to have gotten more, but I've had it for about 1.5 years now, so I was very happy to accept that offer, and it went all the way to Italy, which I thought was pretty cool. The next sale was another belt. It was an antiqued brass, metal hammered, round, beaded black cord belt. It was adjustable. This came out of one of my Shop Goodwill belt lots, and it sold for $12. Next up, we have a pair of shoes by Lucky Brand. This was the Emmy, and it was a navy blue and white striped ballet flats. They were a size 6, and they sold for $14, and I believe I sourced these from ThreadUp, either their outlet center or just a sale that they were doing. Next up is a round woven rattan basket that was lined with green fabric inside. It did have a crossbody strap. This came out of a ThreadUp rescue box, and it sold for $16. Next up is a gray hematite magnetic and bubblegum swirled pink plastic beaded necklace, or it could be turned into a bracelet. It's actually one long strand, and the hematite is magnetic, so you can kind of form it into any way that you want, and it sold for $6. Next up, we have a lot of 3 Spice Girls CDs. It was actually 2 Spice Girls CDs, and then the third one was Jerry Halliwell, which was Ginger Spice, and she was my favorite. So I did follow her for a little bit after she went solo, but it was the CDs Spice Girls, Spice World, and then Schizophonic was Jerry Halliwell CD, and these sold for $9. Again, free to me item, mine back in the day. Very happy to pass them along. Next up is a Loft light gray and white lace cutout button front cardigan. This was a size large, but was definitely like a fitted size large, which I did notate that in the listing, and it sold for $11.25. Next up is another item that was just laying in my jewelry craft pile. I originally didn't think that these were substantial to list on their own, but I decided that they were in good enough condition that I pulled them out of my crafting pile, listed them, and they were the Premier Designs Blue Marble Swirl Faux Stone Silver Tone Dangle Tassel Earrings, and they sold within a few days for $11.99. And then the last sale was a Banana Republic Cobalt Blue and White Plaid Soft Wash Flannel Button Front Shirt. This was a size extra small petite, and it sold for $10.50. So of my 19 sales on eBay, I had $230.56 in sales. I made a shipping profit of $26.67. Fees were $64.93, giving me a profit of $192.30, and my average sales price for each item that sold was $12.13. And now for my total sales from August 16th through August 31st of 2023, I had 33 total sales. That does include the Instagram sale and also the eBay return that I just got back today. I had a total of $448.56 in sales. Fees were $94.27. Cost of goods was pretty low this time at $91.89, giving me a total profit of $262.40. And my average cost of goods for each item that sold was $2.78, and that's mostly because I sold a lot of free-to-me items, so that makes my cost of goods $0. I have seen a very small uptick in sales in September, so I am hopeful for the coming fall and winter months. I hope that your sales are starting to get better as well. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!